Taylor Malian and then video and one then logic and critical thinking unit 2 basic concept of logic cái video pa we chukon recognizing argumentative passage chukon get cái video me na ban recognizing non-argumentative passage ban get la karo ton me chwal recognizing argumentative passage kana recognizing non-argumentative passage bi kon ga ko gor kono bu kon mala argument kana ma cha argument bu kon dag den bu kon ko ngach Guaman, having seen what arguments are and how we recognize them, we will now focus on what arguments are and how we recognize them. What chukon kujenoi ketidela argument kana ta dong de kon ka ngai kede wa ta bana teacher argument kana ta dong de kon ngai ke an ke. Non-argumentative passages are passages which lack an inferential claim. Thus include simple inferential passages. Wa ma chwala non-argumentative passage ne ka passage ne te tel inferential claim ki ma gi kona long ray logic ki ma chol kona reasoning process la ka passage te tel mi nyodo itna manene jeta mi jogra ne chwa ma de piu amane chadi argument ko tel mi nyodo go tira da ma ke piu de ran ti de e lot kan mi tana ma piu la metal mi nyodo de na men la na den chale lack of an inferential claim. Thus include simple non-inferential passages. Thus include simple non-inferential passages, expository passages, illustrations, explanation, and conditional statement. Our teacher non-argumentative passage, teacher non-inferential passage, teacher expository passage, illustration, explanation, and conditional statement. Like a video mana bana gajna doctor nam ki non-inferential passage, expository passage, kana illustration. La ro to kong dana ko dit ke mat chale explanation kana conditional statement ban ka gui ke video ba ban kor. Passages that lack inferential claim may be statements. A passage to an inferential claim don't take a statement which could be premise, conclusion, or both. What they can statement to their premise, conclusion, they can kandharo. What is missed is that the claim of reasoning process is being made. Don't know a reasoning process. Ki tell me you do na mane chana mane che proof. What is the premise ki conclusion. Ki don't the premise the conclusion kandharo ke. Don't know metal kaka mutual reasoning process. Ki inferential claim. Tell me you do na mane tiene. Malat ka door ke de na quiku na mane. Jeta me chai jogu chwa me the pew. Tell me you do machanda math pew. Why that lot non-argumentative passage? As was discussed previously, for the passage to be an argument, it is not only should contain premise and conclusion, but also an inferential claim or reasoning process. Was chitkama chala around and the passage da argument. The wrong the tenian premise and conclusion correct. Do no go that the inferential claim. Key that the coming over Chanaman Latin. In this portion of our lesson, we will discuss what some of the most important forms of the non-argumentative passage. Wakawajan portion manabana till actually non-argumentative passage banakabich. Chetkalat mayalarna, Chabanugin Diogota. Then a simple non-inferential passage, expository passage, illustration, can man video video road, conditional explanation. So chane talk a simple non-inferential passage. Simple non-inferential passages are problematic passage that lack a claim that anything is being proved. Why a passage to take a problem along a tell me you do it chanamani chanen la tell a proof at all. Such passage contains statements that could be premise or conclusion of both. Or passage in turn taken a statement dong de la premise he de la conclusion. He dong de premise and conclusion can have. But what is missing is the claim that any potential premise support a conclusion or there is any potential conclusion is supported by premise. Do you know why I'm tell ki madaka tell me you do premise it's a conclusion it's a luck. Tell me you do conclusion ki tell me you do chana mane chala dana. A passage of this sort include or passage internet kit la chala non-inferential passage what is a warning muluagaran go tran de kamijiak kamichuale piece of advice ala muluagaran mujran char statement of belief or opinion mularan char can loosely associated statement mutobi go door ke tongwan ke ngwak tongwan can mutual report mutim lar news report warning is a form of expression that is intended to put someone on guard against a dangerous or determined situation. La warning lodna malalat ke ko la ram lahri de gangni ko je de ko mitia la gangni on guard of dangerous or determinal situation. Yeta said government jawa whatever you promise to tell never confide political secret to your wife. Why? Nima goro changma dong goro di ngwak di ka lar chek wa chek do cholat political secret. Wa chek do cholat political secret. Gua mana malarik ten passage man tell me you do tran check de let political secret tell a reason like tell a proof one mani then dag warning dag jaw ba tol non-inferential passage ki ba tol boy non-argumentative passage then in this passage no evidence is given to prove that something is true. We tell me you do madong tran check the lar secret in your politics tell me you laran jaran wa passing the passing don't go muni chike argument ke non-argumentative passage. And if no evidence is given to prove the statement is true, then the argument is not argument, then there is no argument. Wa me tell me you do it me ta proof wa na me you do it argument. A piece of advice is a form of expression that makes a recommendation about someone's future decision or course of conduct. A piece of advice many around quick balada women yam ki charm tub a quiran the quick balada women yam ki quick tachiangar a course of advice. Yetam ramal 24 hours like use and get phone di mo advice di joga de ran use get phone get 24 hours it's a go money the low piece of advice la la the lu kan after after class hours I would suggest that you give careful consideration to the subject matter you have discussed. Kokor kami gone to a class they look they and bongoten they and go ki they and go with the go woman the jong corner yen go with the go de go with the go la der anti you de go with the go yom tiran on tell me der anja ko tell me jagran ki tell reason jagran ki tell reason la ja ko de kon bong no gore la no mane nyodo chi argument ko argument ni chiang jirete ko jirete ke reason it intend to prove something like good or bador benyot. And woman, as with warning, there is no evidence that is intended to prove anything in a piece of advice, and hence there is no argument in the above passage. Wa chitke warning, woman, wa tell me nyodo tinamani, tell me nyodo the tell a reason ko de tell a reason it's a lar ko de pomno de ko gor ki de ko queen ki de ko queen chalare bang ji tell a reason it's a lar ko no ko tell a reason ki tell me chon ko ku prove no man chiko no de lari argumentative passage. The audience woman the statement of belief or opinion is an expression about someone happens to believe or think about some things. Or a statement of belief or opinion. Or a char ran, char mutobran. Or a charan. Example: we believe that our university must develop and provide outstanding students who will perform with great skills and fulfill the demands of our nation. Tata wo charne o university dan da ga to bombom to dong de we dan logru da ga kamrar lana mane char mu to bran ka ga ta gwa man da kon ti ka ga bombom mu de ga kam ga bombom to de we dan logi mu de ga kamrar ga ngai ne tel reason ni chala dung no mi chala ne no ko de poverty de woj mun no man dong de reason de ten da ra do gar ka argument dung no gwa men cha tom na lar ba ki jiran tom ne char ba tel reason ni chong ki tel prove chong cheta tane ko gwa this passage does not make any claim that belief or opinion is supported by evidence. We tell evidence me chang me de more than wo de university Made university da student go da kamera ke kwi which wa tell evidence ga ngoda university da ga bombo da kamera ngi na tell me la dugno me cha la ro dong o to poverty ti ten dung wa no man dong da ro le la argument dugno go tell me tell evidence. There is no supported evidence so that we can say that this is not an argumentative passage. Loosely associated statement may be about some general subjects, but they lack a claim that one of them is provided by others. Loosely associated statements may be about same general subject. Loosely associated statements may be about the same general subjects, but they lack a claim that one of them is being proved by others. While loosely associated a generalization metobrano a quicker teacher to know tell me do in a many chain key tell me do quador proof. Not to honor men of wars will keep the people from contention. Not to honor men of wars will keep the people from contention. And don't you contention. Not to value goods that are hard to come will keep them from theft. Not to display what is desirable will keep them from being unsettled or mind. The many generalization with the brand key tung one. You know, tell me you do in a maniti and tell me you do Makana honor. There now we could contention or tell me you there is no proof at all. Report consists of a group of statements that convey information about the same topic or events. Report was a group of statements. The top Ler Kikidorga, the Great Renaissance Dam of Ethiopia has opened an employment opportunity for thousands of Ethiopians. In its completion, 13,000 Ethiopians are expected to be hired. Gwa bai gidib ki gidib Ethiopia dit. Aicha gwazlan dong wana cha levelong. Cha gwazlan to chop. Cha gwazlan cha leb gar Ethiopia. Gwazlan to chop kine cha leb gar Ethiopia. Wa ka talk de keje odong be ne de chop kine wel dok. Be keja letten go amano. This statement could serve as a premise for an argument, but because the author makes no claim that supports or implies anything, there is no argument. What another can premise is no ko ramala door. Tell me I want to prove one amanda call in an argument. But what the corroder and teeth ke report to come. Yet I go at our The Air Force faces a serious damage of experienced pilots in years ahead because repeated overseas tours and the allure of high-paying jobs with commercial airlines are winning out over lucrative bonus to stay in the service. Properly speaking, this passage is not an argument. What passage is argument? Because the author of the passage does not claim anything supported by evidence. Ko ram gordor tell me no take evidence, but rather the author reports the claim by the Air Force that something is supported by evidence. To know outer point, outer point kiram gor no kenyam jawan evidence. If such passages are interpreted as containing argument, it must be made clear that argument is not the author's, but one made by someone whom the author is reporting. Okay. One minute. Read then. Mogor kono read kon kala argument. La chitketa guaman. Ene ramer lad can use again kudu ku report on. Dungno rame dungram ku report on. Rame ku report ni. Take me chalad ki chadu che proof. Dungno ko ram ku lebelad ki ram de can use ko tell me proof. Namane why to konde chol nan argument. No mugor kono read kono la argument. Kwela one news ko kira mo ko do report an goro da lele da approve la jen ko kono kulare argument. Rodo gwamene mabano git actually expository passage. An expository passage is a kind of discourse that begins with a topic sentence followed by one or more sentences that develop the topic sentence. If the subject is not to prove the topic sentence but only to expand it or elaborate it, then there is no argument. Wake expository passage expository passage la ariada mun sentence la mun la ariada mun ko la ariada mun koron buka luang riad mun ki buka riad mun bukan jaga jadi bukan expand chicken mun no ko prove Kadwar me chanyo no kwa proof lo no monted money and non-argumentative passage. La expository passage gua manyam la sentence la janguna ko la sentence mono be expand berem nu bide la re benu bide chanyo no matse chanyo no mate no no bide dungno re benu bide re benu ma like ko expand ko jaga jawo bedit there is stylized relation of artists to the mass audience in sport, especially in baseball. Each player develops a style of his own, the swagger, as he steps in the plate. The unique wind-up pitcher has the cleaning, swinging, and hard driving hits, the precision, quickness, and grace of infield and outfield, the sense of surplus power behind whatever is done. Waka passage man. In this passage, the topic sentence is stated first. Like a passage man is topic sentence. Key sentence dini dan long. Key sentence kuna lalet door alan. The remaining sentence merely develop and flesh out these topics. Michiran jidok bidaga michi akwen ga tolo idun. La sentence to the court rep kana topic sentence. Key rep kana sentence the tenanyam. Chicken you know it in and do no rape can be Jetta go on channel. So there is a sterilized relations of artists to the mass audience in the sport, especially in baseball. Each player develops a style of his own swag. Whether passage manichi argument code kotala malachwale inferential claim ki reasoning process. However, expository passages differ from simple inferential passages such as warning and advice. In many of them can also be taken as an argument. While maku expository passage lada kana mutual non-inferential passage ko expository passage they read la arguments. If a purpose of the subsequent our medag non-inferential passage kana expository passage expository passage they nang bo la argument la they nang la argument chitkata if the purpose of the subsequent sentence is passage is not only to flesh out the topic but also to prove it, the passage is an argument. Wagatangan expository passage la sentence to call. Don't chicken de remnui do a carwal. They can one, they can do, they can prove allow that the purpose in the that we do a read. Could no go muku to prove one managoro de conogate. Chitka guamin, tower skin and the mucous membrane lining the respiratory and the digestive tract serves as a mechanical barrier to the entry of microbes. Oil gland secretions contains chemicals that weaken or kill the bacteria on the skin. The respiratory tract is lined by the cells and sweep mucus and trampled particles up in the throat, where they can be swallowed. The stomach has acidic pH, which inhibits the growth of many types of bacteria. Like a passage, wa metni angwa mo jen topic sentence dumno sentence ne to record chicken rem no wi dwara karo dumno nyot kana oye mate nyot kana oye mate sentence ni amga ki tha the sentence ni amga like kana on kana ku kana proof ko dwar mo ande la ku proof teda de control de control argument the control argument. Okay. In deciding whether an expository passage should be interpreted as an argument, try to determine whether the purpose of sequent sentence is in the passage merely to develop topics or also to prove that is true. Wa mugor kono de kon expository passage de kono ngaj mi mugor kono de kono ngaj mi argument kichi argument wa sentence to the core goro de kan mun de kan to one way could prove if they are trying to prove something go kono de kono ngajon. In a borderline case, ask yourself whatever the sentence makes a claim that everyone accepts or agrees with. Why? But don't they gonna do guru bro the theory the garwan and topic sentence key sentence and me me de can me de ne de already linga me de ne de already linga de bianga de no money chi argument ko argument chi argument la mala lat kan argument ka tichne de already linga la me ling ne de already linga no money bianga de chi argument. And in real life situation, authors rarely try to prove something that is true when everyone accepts it. However, if the topic sentence makes a claim that many people do not accept or have never thought about it, the purpose of the remaining sentence may be both to prove the topic sentence is true as well or as to develop it. Go Michro the teach no manamada talk ida ka mi me de ne dia ro de linge ki chne dia ro de linge mi me de ne dia ro de linge de bi ngai ni de no man chi argument ko argument ni chang la mala la de ka mi chne dia ro de linge de dung no mi chi jigla mi chne dia ro de linge de da jo jan wo no man dong da argument kada expository passage. If this be so, the passage is an argument. Finally, if even this procedure yields no definite answer, the only alternative is maybe to say if the passage is taken as an argument, then the first statement is a conclusion and the others are premise. Wamichi on no kadang talamabe be on bo and be first statement be with the conclusion be to kong don be with the premise la be jide be good you don't have argument wala chi argument la goro day and jide good go and virtual expository passage. Okay, go the audience go virtual illustration is the expression involving one or more examples that is intended to show that something means or how it is done. Wa illustration gwa mena moy kon chana chat kel ki wen yam la kam ko kon tu ku do tu nyut kon lena dor ka ki lo dor la chan thon let kon goten ko de kan ko nyot lo dor ka kana lena dor ka chicken onu de ka dor pu mon go no de ka dor pu de ga chola argument dugnu illustration mun kan chana la chana ton nyut kan kon tha dong de dor lat ke de kan tha dong kan lo dor ka then nyut kan kon. Illustrations are often confused with argument because many illustration contains indicator words such as this. While illustration la kamala confused long la illustration la kamala nang kan argument ni long go illustration ni chang akan mala te ke mechuale das la das manaka mo ka terme conclusion indicator la ta cher mun gwa men jaw chemical elements as well as compounds can be represented by molecular formulas. Jaw chemical element na chemical compound de ka no chemical formula na. Thus oxygen is represented by O2 and water by H2O and the solution is sodium chloride. While oxygen de no O2 e ke pure de no H2O wa molecular formula da sodium chloride de no NaCl. This passage is not an argument because it makes no claim about something is being proved. Wa passage nichi argument ko tell me no do what na mane tell me no do chemical tell me no do chemical element kana compound de ka nyot ke molecular formula tell me no de na do no chakamokon ta dong lo dor ga cho nyono ko lo dor ga kana ta dong le dor ga to prove chakam kon yen chanen chakam kon example e chakon kam O2 chakon kam H2 chakon kam NaCl la nyu de no kon example tell prove chong. However, as with expository passage, many illustrations can be taken as argument. Wa dumno chetka expository passage or illustration to go along the argument. Such arguments are often called argument from example. Or argument argument from example. La micha illustration micha nang argument la argument from example. Here is an instance where chat kelan. Although most form of cancer, if treated, can cause death, if untreated can cause death, not all cancers are life-threatening. Wachang nama dong cancer dial makan matom dekaran nek wa cancer dial chike cancer de na nak. For example, basal cell carcinoma, the most common of all skin cancers, can produce disfigurement, but it almost never results in death. What I tell mun ke namana chawe imala bake skin chang wa da disfigurement da no sana den wa ka passage man je awon no ku de proof eno cancer dia le chikato ka jo kon ko moy ngo ka jo kon no moy ke example wa no man de la the caller argument from example argument mu kon gnyut la ni chang me lar kono dore argument chit ke me chalar ne goro indicator 1 kon gui kam me chale inferential claim eno ba dore ba proof la ti etni chang ka argument la dore mi te dore proof argument dale. Okay, in deciding whether an illustration should be interpreted as an argument, determine whether the passage merely shows how something is done or what something means, whether it is also prompt to prove something. Wa mugor kono bukon illustration bukono gidmi argument kiji argument goro bukono gijan woy medong passage mana ñu den kon ta dong de control lat ki malo dora ki madong ku prove no door. Borderline, it helps to note whether the claim being illustrated is one that practically everyone accepts or agrees with. Wa goro bu kono big boy no way amma goro ko lat kono ki passage anguno ne imedi ne dia ro de lingde wala chine dia ro de lingde kala de ko lel ka expository la mi mede ne dia ro de lingde bu kono ngaje no chi argument ko argument sha amala bene misine dia ro de lingde dungno mi me mi me lingne dia ro den ga kon ngai chi argument je de kon chai de kon dan dungno mi me chine dia ro de lingde mana de joy ko dong da argument je de kon chat kan ka dung h2o dan ki dung water ka manan kon dial ki nara mi chugar chemistry ke le an ngai de oxygen de nyot ke O2 sodium chloride de nyot ke NaCl ke de water de nyot ke H2O kono man ngaje ni dial ko mo ngaje ni dial pador mo ngaje ni dial lo no chi argument ejen cha medan cha le la chi argument ki nyot de ne example ko ro de dungno ka road madan chi dung cancer ka madan nyot je no ne dial chicken ngajo cancer dial chicken na malanak la nyu de no kon me kwai ke ni dung wan so ko nyu kon mo kwai ke ni dung wan nyot je no mo ni argument chu dung oxygen ka madan ngaje ni dung wan na mane da jen Thok video ka na mane la ke video mane che kon non-argumentative passage ne che kon introduction de ngui ka che kon non-inferential passage ke expository passage kana illustration che kon ke video man dio che te mo de ja jakten ke video ben kor bana explanation kana conditional sentence ni bana ko bit dong jate motor che je kan go ne chloida test